1, 2, 3. Alright, so I have a student that's working on Johnny B. Goode, and I realize I don't think I've ever properly learned how to play this intro, and it's probably one of the most iconic intros in all of guitardom. I think the song came out late 50s, 1958, somewhere around there. Semi-autobiographical tune about becoming a guitar-playing rock star. So the song's at about 170 beats per minute, so I'm doing a breakdown here at about 85 beats per minute, which is half the tempo. So hopefully you'll find this helpful. I'm going to break it down into little sections and start to connect the pieces together. I'm going to do it very simply. I'm going to leave out a couple of 16th note runs and basically some of the feel, so we get the sequence and notes and we get the basic underlying rhythm. Then I plan to make a couple more videos that are going to follow up that will help further shape the essence of Chuck Berry, if we can even get close to it. Alright, so to break it down, the first phrase is going to start on the and of 3, and it starts with a minor major third slide in based off of the B chord. And that minor major third slide in is going to be on string 3, fret 6 to fret 7. And it's just kind of like a ghost noted slide, or a grace noted slide is what I want to say. So it's like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. And I'm going to run up a pentatonic scale from there. So once I slide into that 7th fret of string 3, I'm going to hit the 6th fret and then the 8th fret of string 2. And it's very crucial that you get that part, because if you miss that timing, it's going to throw everything else off. So let's do that a couple times. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 2, 3. Okay, when you get that down, then there's going to be a grace note double stop slide. Strings 1 and 2 slide from fret 5 to fret 6. So I mean, I'm playing both strings at the same time, just kind of barring it here at fret 5 and sliding into fret 6. And that's going to be the grace note into beat 1 of the next measure. So let's hit that next. Ready? It's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 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 1, 2, 3. Then once I'm into that measure, it's going to kind of spill over into the following measure. So it's going to go 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So you notice I have 3 slides in there, and it's really a slide followed by 2 more hits on that double stop at the 6th fret. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But the way we count it is 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Alright, so let's do that. 2, ready, go. That's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Wait, I did that wrong. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Put in the lead in. 1, 2, 3. One more time. So be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. You can tell already at half tempo it seems pretty fast. Alright, so then when we get to the next phrase, we'd already hit that double stop at the 6th fret for the first beat of the following measure. And it's going to go like this. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. 1, and 2, and 3, and. No. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, starting from that double stop on the 6th fret, is I'm going to go string 2, and I'm going to walk it down from fret 9, 8, 6. 9, 8, 6. Roll it over to the 3rd string. Going to play that 6th fret to 7th fret, that minor major 3rd again. It's kind of like a grace note into that 7th fret. And then I'm going to hit that B flat note at the 8th fret of string 4. So that's the double stop at fret 6 on strings 1 and 2. Go to string 2 after that. 9, 8, 6. Roll it over to the 6th fret of string 3. And immediately go to the 7th fret. And you can do a hammer-on or a slide. It goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm sorry, I did say it was a grace note. It is not a grace note. It is straight up an 8th note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so that pattern is going to go 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Put it all together up to this point. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Do it again. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That was it. Next measure is going to be double stops on the 8th fret of strings 4 and 5. I'm going to do a bar here, but you can use 2 fingers if you want. And this is going to be kind of similar, but it's going to be with accents. So you can do palm mutes for the non-accented part, or you could just play a little softer. A little bit of the dynamics, but we're going to work that in here. So it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So again, that rhythm would be 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We'll do some palm muting and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so I'm going to tie that into everything else that came before it. 1, 2, sorry, let's count again. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. I'm going to not count. I'm just going to play it. You got up to this point. 1, 1, 2, 3. Then we get to the next measure, and the next measure is kind of like the lead-in that we started with. So it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there's some double stops in there too, but we're going to focus on the individual notes first. So I'm going to do that minor major slide with the grace note on fret 6 to the 7th fret of string 3. So I'm going to go 1, 1, and then the 6th fret to the 8th fret, back to the 6th fret on string 2. 1 and 2 and then I'm going to slide, kind of like a grace note slide from fret 7 to fret 5. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. So whether you want to cross over the ring finger for the slide or use the middle finger for the slide, that's up to you. Find out what works best for you. 1 and 2 and 3. And 4 and. So the last phrase is I'm going to play the 3rd fret of string 3 and the 5th fret of string 4. And 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the important thing thing to know there, again, is you have 2 notes to bring in the first beat, 1 and 2, and on the third beat, you also have 2 notes that kind of grace into each other, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So in context of a beat, 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Do it again. 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, let's put it together with everything we've gotten so far. Go. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. 2, 3. Cool. So hopefully you're with me so far. If you got to pause it and just keep practicing, that's cool. I did a lot of warm up before I could play it here at 85 beats per minute as well, and I aim to get better at this just as you do. All right, so the next phrase is where you start the bends. So basically you're looking at a 5 bend pattern, and the bends are kind of slow and they get cut off. So it goes, the bends are going to be bending fret 8 of string 3 and then hitting the 6th fret of string 2. And there's 2 of those patterns. And the pattern is 1, 1, 2, and 4. Right? 1, 2, and 4, and 1, and 2, and. Is that how it breaks down? I'm trying to think of the count. 1, 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 4, 1, and 1, 2, and 4, 1, and 3, 4. Hard to count. It really has a feel to it. So it's 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, 4. Wait, 1, 2, and 4, 1 and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 4. And 1. It's so hard to count. Easy to play once you get it down. Hard to count those beats in. So they basically have the same rhythmic separation, which is a 1, 2, and. So that second bend comes on an and, so the next 6th fret note is going to come on an and. 1, 2, and 4, 1, and. They're just going to kind of trade off like that. Until you hit the last 6th fret note, then that is a quarter note. Sorry if I'm having trouble explaining this. This is my first time breaking this one down. So in context of the beat, 1, 2, ready, go. And basically you do it twice in the song, so let's do it twice in a row. Ready, go. Do it again, twice in a row. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, put it in context of the rest of the song. 1, 2, 3. cool. That part was really hard to explain, so hopefully you got some concept of what I was playing there. Really hard to count while I was playing. Then you get into the next part, which is going to start with another one of those 8th fret of the 3rd string bends, and then we go to the 6th fret of string 1. Now I know somewhere in there, when he's doing those bends, he does hit some double stops on the 6th fret, but again, we're just kind of breaking down a sequence and a rhythmic pattern that we can then hone a little deeper in on. So then this next phrase, I'm going to bend on the 1 beat, 8th fret of string 3, and then on beat 2, I'm just going to start an 8th note pattern on the 6th fret of string 1. Continue that pattern to string 2, going 9, 8, 6. We've seen this before. So it's 2 and 3 and then my 4 and is going to go back to string 1, hitting fret 8 and fret 6. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So bend the 8th fret of string 3. String 1, 6th fret, string 2, 9, 8, 6, string 1, 8, 6. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then we're going to land on the 1, which will be the 9th fret of string 2. So we're going to play that pattern right here. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. 2, ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Put it with the rest of the song. 2, ready. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so to continue that pattern, it's almost like one long phrase. So I had the 1 beat on 9, right? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So to continue from that 9th fret of string 2, that's my 1, go to fret 8, and then 6. So 1 and 2, and then the and is going to be on the 8th fret of string 3. 1 and 2 and. Then on beat 3, I'm going to do a grace note slide or hammer on string 3 from fret 6 to fret 7. So I got 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3. And then right here there's a 16th note lick, but we're going to kind of keep it simple here. I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So after I do that slide from 6 to 7, that grace note slide, I'm going to hit the 6th fret of string 2 and string 1 individually, melodically. And then the 9th fret of string 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So let's play with the beat. 2, ready, go. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Oh, that was not right. Beat, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're going to pair it up with the previous phrase, starting with that bend on fret 8. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Do that again. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time without me saying it. Here we go. Alright, tied in with the rest of the song. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so hopefully you're still with me. This is going long because we're breaking this down piece by piece, gluing it together at a half speed tempo. Alright, so to go from there, let's see. We're almost there. This is going to be the last phrase. So I ended that pattern on fret 9 of string 2. So then my last pattern is going to be on fret 8 and then 6 of string 2, 1 and 2. And that's the 8th fret of string 3 for beat 2. 1 and 2. And when it gets that 2, I'm going to actually bend that note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So I'm going to bend the 8th fret of string 3. 1 and 2, and then hit the 6th fret of string 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Do it twice in a row. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Going back to the 8th fret of string 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So again, that's the 8th fret and 6th fret of string 2. 1 and 8th fret bend on string 3. 2, 6th fret on string 3, or string 2. 2 and 3 and 4, back to the 3rd string, 8th fret. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then the and is going to be a grace note. Fret 6 to 7, that minor major 3rd movement. And then landing on the 1 beat, which is that B flat note on the 8th fret of string 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. With a beat, 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2. Oh, let's do it again. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Alright, so I'm going to go back to that 8th fret bend lick. You'll pick up what I'm throwing on here, and I'm going to play it twice through this way. So we go 1, 2, ready, go. That's the lick. 1, 2, ready, go. That's 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. One more time without me talking. 1, 2, ready, go. Right, and throughout this, Chuck Berry has like a swing feel. He plays with a lot of dynamics, and again, it's twice the speed of what we're playing it at right here. Alright, so I'm going to do one more full playthrough, or you can go back to the beginning of the video and do a play along as well, because this one's getting pretty long. We're getting close to 25 minutes in length, so let's see if we can do it in under 25 minutes. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, I've lost my place. This video's gone too long. 1, 2, 3. Through it that time. One more time. 1, 2, 3. you're smoothing that out, you spend some time getting comfortable and familiar with it. I'm going to as well, and then I'll probably do some follow-up videos where we get into a little bit more of the dynamics and variances, and we'll kind of play along at faster tempos as well. But for now, get it down, come see me for some more videos, and have fun with it.